This week in Moto from around the world, we got to start off with a banger with Ken Roczen and his bucking Bronco ride in Nashville because of a shock failure. If you watched my live show, I talked about, hey, potentially he has a tibia plateau fracture or an MCL, ACL, some sort of a meniscus tear inside the knee. And in my analysis videos, I gave some information that some of the riders that have the same manufacturer as Ken Roczen have also had similar failures in their suspension. But Kenny finally got evaluated, and at least by an x-ray, at least this is where I'm reading this stuff, because he says he has a tibia plateau fracture. His foot and toe is also broken, but no surgery is required as of right now. Keyword, right now. X-ray is going to show the cracked bones, fractures, whatever you want to call them, but it's not going to tell you the eternals of some other injuries like an ACL, MCL, some of that nature. And why would he want to keep that stuff hidden? I don't know. I'm hoping that that's just it. There's no surgery required, but he does say that they are gathering some more information and further evaluation, which he has definitely done for Supercross in 2024. I hope we might be able to see him for World Supercross, but that is if he needs no surgery, no long-term surgery when it comes to an ACL tear, something of that nature, and hopefully no cartilage is messed up inside his knee. We've had some more rumors this week that Tomac is going to race some GPs this season. I don't know why he would race some GPs. I could see him definitely racing some World Supercross and some outdoor races for sure for the Super Motocross Championship. It would sincerely be awesome to see him race some actual MXGPs, but he would need a completely different bike, an actual works bike, as opposed to the production level factory bike that we have over here in America, which is still unobtainium. AP is injured and he is out for the 2024 Supercross, but he has been hired back for an extension through 2025 for Supercross with KTM, which is cool to see. And I'm assuming this contract is extended to the Motocross Championship as well, because it says World Championship SMX season, which is an accumulation of Supercross and Motocross. We have some rumors that happened with Ronin Van D, where he was the factory pilot for a Fantic ride, but he ended up getting released, and he ended up getting a ride with HRC Honda to fill in for Ferrandis. However, just after 2 rounds, he ends up getting released, and it says that there is an injury there. Well, I've got some rumors that people have told me that it's not actually an injury. He is actually completely okay, but the same reason he got released from Fantic is something that happened to Jason Anderson earlier on in his career, where Husky was kind enough to say, hey, you go get in shape and come back and you still have your ride. Unfortunately for Ronin, he got released from Fantic, and now HRC is a fill-in because of lack of fitness. At least that is the speculation that I have been hearing. At the round of Trentino, which is a just sheer llama-like sand track, he pulled off twice because of the heat, and it's hard to ride in the sand. So unfortunate for this individual. I hope he gets in shape, and I hope he gets healed if, in fact, he does have an injury. It's funny how press tends to take the least scenario as far as for public relations to say, hey, this is really what's going on. That is a good segue for, we've got another headline news of Triumph Motorcycles. Evan Ferry parts way with Super Motocross, which is interesting because he was supposed to race Pro Motocross as well, and he's only done a couple races on the Triumph, most notably his first race when he got nailed into the wall at the season opener, but he is now released as well, and it says that they parted ways mutually. Again, there's some more speculation out there because nothing is better than the internet coming up with things to talk about. From what I have heard, is there has been some dealings that caused the relationship to break up. Not, in fact, that it was just a mutual agreement. It was more of a gotcha kind of a scenario, and boom, we've got to release ourselves from you because of it's not a good look. And I hope that's not true. However, it's interesting to point out that sometimes rumors have a funny way of being a little bit truthful. I would say. Not entirely, but still. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this whole scenario as well. We had the two-stroke nationals come up at Glen Helen. This track is a cool track. If you've been there, it's fast. It's famous. And man, I wish it was still on the Pro Motocross Championship lineup for the series, but that's a whole nother rabbit hole that we don't have to go under. We had Justin Hooft end up winning the Open Pro with a 2-1, beating out reigning champion Carson Brown on a Suzuki, ironically, for 1-2. And Ryan Villapoto was there, ended up with an 8-3. In the 125 Pro class, we've got old factory rider Lepanovic with a 3-1 and Ryan Morales with a 2-2. Mike Lessie 4-3. And Josh Mosman with a 110 ended up struggling in that second moto. That is a sheer star showcase of a two-stroke lineup with some of these names. Freaking incredible. Winding down this last weekend, we had the first round of the FIM Super Motocross World Championship with Thomas Ferry, I believe that's how you say that in French, winning the opening round in Spain. I don't know if you guys have ever ridden Supermoto, but it's pretty cool. You end up swinging that ass end around, and you've got traction out the wazoo. It's unfortunate that it hasn't taken over like it has in Europe, where it's a sister series. It's almost like the arena cross to some of the World Superbike stuff, but still super cool sport. Love it. Easy to get involved if you love road racing. The style has changed immensely, where guys were dragging their knee for a while, but then they're like, hey, we need to go back to actually riding like a dirt bike because it's built differently. The handlebars are a one-piece deal. They're not clip-ons, and you're not having your elbows down. But I digress. What we have coming up is we have round 15 of the Super Motocross World Championship, and then MotoGP has their Spanish motorcycle GP. And a week later, you're going to have the next round, round 5 of the MXGP World Championship in Portugal. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button and keep it WFO. Ba-ra-da-da-da-da-da.